So with this full moon in Aries, there's first a requirement for you to release. Release relationships, release habits, release circumstances that you know is not in your best interest. That is what release what no longer serves you mean. Allow for your energetic bodies to release the fragmented waste that you've been holding on for so long that it's time for it to be let go. We just had this eclipse season where there was a lot of situations that were clipped out of our lives, even if we wanted to hold on to them. But today you actually have an opportunity to willingly give it away, willingly lay it down. And if you're having issues, experiencing issues with releasing, you can most certainly create a ritual for yourself where you write down the habits, you write down the people, you write down the situations, and write them down on a piece of paper, fold them away from you, and set it afire. Releasing it. So you're showing it on the physical, you're showing it energetically, that I'm so serious about this releasement that I will put this onto a flame so that I can allow this to burn away. So there's many ways that you can, take advantage of this energy. And I encourage you to tap in and see what exactly you are ready to release right now, what you need help to release right now. Because usually with habits, because we've been programmed in a lot of ways and conditioned in a lot of ways, sometimes those things, it's hard to let go. And with habits, you're getting something out of it. That means it's some form of sensation that makes you feel good when you are tapping into that habit. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. There's some form of fulfillment that you have when you have certain habits. Even if you know there's a consequence of an unhealthy result. So during this season, during this energy, because usually you feel it 3 days prior and 3 days after, that full moon energy, if you can, take advantage of it, because we need to be in a prepared state for the shift. And the people that resonate with this message know that there are things that are coming up on current events. There's spiritual warfare, and there are DNA activations going on where we can really tap in and really embody all that we are. We're not just one-dimensional beings. We're multi-dimensional beings. And if you feel guided to do something as far as letting go, clean house, because you don't have to wait until springtime to empty out the closets or release the furniture pieces that it's time to go, is outdated. This is the perfect time to do it. Okay? Even relationships is a great focal point during this time, because Aries energy is very independent, very self-sufficient. And I want you to really evaluate your relationship first and foremost with yourself. Okay? Sometimes what drives us as far as our connections is not necessarily the person. It's the voids that we're feeling, whether they're temporary or not, so that we can get some form of fulfillment. So to honor yourself and to honor all aspects of yourself, really tap in and see what you can release. Really tap in and see what you need to feel, right? That you personally need to feel. And if you're struggling with that, sign up for my workshop. If you're struggling with that, feel free to DM me. You have resources. Take advantage of them. Not abuse them, but use them so that it can get you to where you need to be and provide that clarity for you. Okay? So that energy to break free from limitations, to learn how to adapt, because I'm seeing that there is an energy in the collective that is very rigid. And Spirit wants us, even our true nature wants us to be more adaptable. Our need for control sometimes can take over the intended path that we need to be on. And because sometimes we can't see it or we're not aware of it, we will go on a certain path determined, but it'd be the wrong one. So move the ego out of the way, even though with Aries energy, there is ego in it because it's about the self, the first house, and your identity, how you show up. But I want you to really go inward and see the certain limitations that have been hindering you from really thriving and being who you are called to be. Okay? Has your need for control superseded your path on where you're supposed to be? Because you want to look like you have it all together and you have it all figured out. And so then you can tell people, see, I told you, and prove them wrong. Or even prove yourself wrong. Because maybe there is an aspect of you that you're in the energy of proving that you are authentic, that you're the real deal, proving that you can do it by yourself and you don't need anyone else. But sometimes you can shoot yourself in the foot when you do that, because there is support open and willing to give you what you need freely. Okay? Yeah, that's pretty deep, right? That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. So I want you to make space and allow room to grow. Sometimes need for control can cloud your judgment. There are things that you may need to learn within that space that you're trying to control. That'd be way deeper than you trying to figure it all out and act like you have it together. The people that I'm connecting with are initiators of change. But in order to be an initiator, you have to be uniquely defined. Otherwise, you blend in the crowd. Your unique voice, your unique energetic makeup requires an exchange, requires sacrifice. What is that exchange? What is that sacrifice? Releasing control, being okay with being misunderstood, being okay with not being accepted in your current circumstances. The people I'm talking to understand and understand that that release will free them up to be connected with the people, with the beings who are truly in step, in alignment with them. They will embrace your uniqueness. They will embrace your quirks. They'll consider your weirdness attractive. They will embrace all aspects of you. They love you being unapologetic. They love when you step in your full power and they celebrate you. They respect you. They honor you. They cherish you. They love you. And again, this is the energy that I'm connected to. Checking on the status of your significant other is cool. Knowing when you're going to get that raise, that's cool. But it's nothing like that type of deep connection. That there's more to life than that. Okay? There's also a call for balance. Has anyone been getting on your nerve lately? Has any tempers flared or made you feel some type of way? I'm giving you a heads up. If it hasn't happened today, it may happen in a couple of days, where there will be people agitating you. People that are getting on your nerves. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Challenge yourself. Because every time someone nabs at you, do those little shady little remarks, or try to get under your skin, is it worth it? Is it truly worth it? You can channel that energy into something else. Mind your business. Don't allow temporary emotions to pivot you out of your situation, especially when things are moving right for you. Okay? So that's what the full moon in Aries is giving us. Channel that energy into a positive direction. Okay? Also, what are you hesitant about? I really want you to challenge yourself and see what is keeping you from really being who you truly are. Challenge yourself to actually be honest about why are you in the position that you're in right now? What role have you played? Okay? But what are you hesitant about? So if it's a good idea, you know it's a good idea, what is stopping you from really pressing that go button? Is it fear? Usually that is the case. Fear. Fear of being seen. Are you fear of the power that comes along with that? Because some of us in our past lives, we've had power and we misused it and abused it. And in this lifetime, you may have that power again, or the ability to obtain that power. And it's like, okay, what you gonna do with it? Right? What are you going to do with the power? And sometimes we have a false relationship with power, where we think that in order to have power, we have to control things outside of us. When in actuality, you have the power. You don't need to fight for it. Okay? Some fear. Fear, I am wrong, what that would look like. Well, a lot of it boils down to fear of rejection. A lot of us want to be accepted. A lot of us don't want to stand out. A lot of us don't want to be judged. Right? We look at the current people that we have in our lives and it's like, I don't want to lose any more people in the mindset of lack. But in actuality, you're way more powerful than connections in this lifetime. Sometimes we value people a little bit too much. We put them on pedestals and, exalt them. And you're giving them far too much power over your life and the decisions that you make. Okay? This energy is called for breakthrough. So I'm going on a cleanse, a 14-day cleanse. You can look up Vegan Taste Good IG. It's with Felicia. And she has a support group and everything. I've done this a few times where basically you have a cleanse, you juice. And I believe like the second week you do raw meals. And this is a perfect time to purge. This is approaching winter season, right? Fall and winter, like there needs to be some death. And not trying to be like, I hope that don't trigger anyone, but it's not meant to. But we are going through a rebirth process.